Welcome. I'm Tim Ray, your host of the Good Intention Show on the UI Media Network. And today I'm talking to Emily Francis, who is an author and a radio personality. And we're going to be talking about how to heal ourselves. Welcome, Emily.
Thank you, Tim, for having me. It's good to be here.
Same here, same here. I'm glad you're here. And we have so much to talk about and a short period of time to talk about how to heal ourselves. But first I want to mention and have you talk to how our medical model is set up now in reference to addressing that they heal us rather than we heal ourselves.
You know, I love the doctors and they have their place. So let me go ahead and say that. And Google does not replace the years of medical school that they went to. However, I do believe that we've had a disconnect in our medical community, in our whole community. And that is that you are so magical and your body is full of wisdom and it has the power to do incredible self-healing if you have the right team. Like, yes, you can heal yourself, but it's not to be done alone. You have to find the right people to help your body remember how to heal itself. But the wisdom is within. And I do feel like in the standard medical community, we're not given that hope, that confidence, that comfort to say your body has an exquisite ability to heal itself from within. And I don't feel like we're given the hope that needs to be given.
You know, funny you say that because I hear all the time, you know, the allopathic model you're talking about, which is about 95% of our medical model here in the Western states, and where proactive preventative care, functional or integrative medicine is about 5%. And many other countries have more of just the opposite, almost literally the opposite, 95% integrative or preventative and 5% reactive. So here it is, we have a model that doesn't really support how to heal ourselves, but isn't it true that everything that even we're given a pill or some type of a solution for our ailment, that it allows our body to deal with the symptoms so it then can heal itself?
This is the big thing with me is the body memory systems.
Yeah.
So people talk about cellular memory and they talk about tissue memory and I talk about muscle memory is my big thing.
Okay.
And they're different. But the body's memory systems, so if you do take a certain medication, it can help the body remember what it is like to work at optimum healthy levels and then hopefully be able to help take it over or assist. Now you also have other medicines that do exactly the opposite and make the body forget how to work at healthy optimum levels because now it's dependent on this. So you have to be really mindful about what you take and the dosage. And for the length.
Right. So it's fascinating when we hear these stories, how the body really heals itself, and when we take pills, it's just dealing with the symptoms. But yet, at the same time, if we are not in charge of our thoughts, and why don't you talk to how our thoughts perhaps affects not only how we heal ourselves, but also affects maybe how we harm ourselves too.
What goes on between our ears is one of the most powerful allies that we could have in our health and healing, or it can be one of the most damaging. So the Native Americans, they call it the coyote medicine, the medicine of the mind. It's the medicine of the trickster. So people that get anxious, we do a lot of, what if this time? What if I really am dying, but I'm thinking it's anxiety? You know, it's the way that we talk to ourselves, and then it breaks down in a cellular level because our body responds to our thoughts. And it's both. So I actually believe that we can do healing from the mind into the body, but we also, and this is where I'm a body worker, so muscles are my love and passion, we can tap into the body to access the mind and do a very strong healing from one end or the other. They both work. It just depends on who you are and how you present. And then what the different people that you collect can help to help you heal yourself.
Well, it sounds like you've been involved in this for a while. Why'd you get started? How'd you get started?
Gosh, my degree is in exercise science and wellness 20 years ago. I just got my master's this year in human performance concentration. And then in the middle of those, I went to massage school and became a clinical and neuromuscular body massage therapist. And then I specialize in lymphatic drainage, which is post-cancer treatment for something called lymphedema. So my understanding of the body has evolved so much. And not to mention that since the 90s, I've been taking Tai Chi and yoga. So I started to learn a very off the beaten path at the time ways of what is energy? I never had heard, nobody had talked to me about energy. And then when I started to talk about energy, you know, you have that mixed bag of people that go, I want to learn more. And then you have other people that go, that's out, you're done, you know. But I got started in it because I had to heal myself from chronic anxiety and panic that had gotten so out of control that I had to figure out a way to treat. And this is my big thing too, is to treat the physical body, the emotional body, the energetic body, which isn't the same thing, and the spiritual body, learning how to tap into divine inner wisdom to know what's the next best right step.
Body, mind, and soul.
Body, mind, and soul. And I used that same roadmap of healing to recover my child from an autism spectrum diagnosis. So I did the same thing, working on her physical body, emotional, energetic, and then I didn't go to friends and say, hey, what do you think I should do? I didn't go to people that knew less than me. So I did a lot of meditation, a lot of time and meditation and contemplation to say, okay, if you can open the doors for me, I will follow you.
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
You know, because the spirituality, a lot of people will look at, well, medicine's medicine. You just take a pill or you go get a surgery
Isn't
done.
that sad, though?
I know.
Medicine is not medicine.
Right,
Medicine should
yeah.
be all-encompassing.
Like nutrition and
It's
things
the
like that.
whole person.
Right. But there's a common belief out there is that your doctor knows best. The pharmacy was able to, you know, you take prescription drugs and things like that, and this is what you need to do. And I think this is something that's really underestimated when it comes to healing yourself, that it's scary to let go of that. Let go of that authority of people coming in there.
Add
you know?
in, do the both and thing.
Yeah,
Don't get rid of your doctors. A
Right.
lot of people that talk about holistic are very anti-medicine. Pharmaceuticals and medicine have their place. People from all around the world pack up their bags and come to the United States for our medical expertise.
Right.
And then we pack up our bags too, and we go across the world because there's different medical expertise. So everybody has their pluses and minuses. What makes me sad is that too many times the doctors will do things like, it's probably this, instead of sending you to the specialist.
Let's talk about that, the damage done when it comes to doctors perhaps speaking out of turn and saying that, you have 6 months to live, and the impact it has. We're talking to Emily Francis. She's an author and also a radio personality who's learned how to heal herself, and now she's assisting other people to heal themselves. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Tim Ray, founder of the United Intentions Foundation, where we offer resources and programs to help others awaken to the power of their intentions. One of the ways we get this great message out is through our UI Media Network, which is a platform for people to share their stories and wisdom on air on how they live a life with intent.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Kramer, and Tim and I united to create systematic change on a global scale. We realized that there were gaps in our educational system. Kids were going home every day being bullied, teen suicide was on the rise, and our Imagine-If education program helps students understand that they have the ability to create the world around them through their positive thoughts and inspired actions.
As we become adults, we often forget how our imagination creates the world around us every day, and how our intentions and our actions from that imagination determines what we experience.
Our goal as a foundation is to use the money raised to offer it free to kids, parents, adults, other communities, other nonprofit organizations, and teach them that they have the ability to create the world around them.
We are so grateful to this incredible cast of paradigm shifters who are authentically changing this world on a global scale.
It's time to wake up, Atlanta. Wake up your inner self to the power of your intentions. Wake up to co-create the life you desire. Wake up to a conscious way of looking at the world with the uncensored Shannon McVeigh and the conscious voice of the South, Tim Ray. Tune into Awaken Atlanta on the UI Media Network, sponsored by the United Intentions Foundation, and discover a whole new way of looking at the world as we bring to you everything from wellness to entertainment, motivation to current events, games, contests, prizes, and much more. Listen to us on Spreaker and watch us live on Facebook at United Intentions every Tuesday and Thursday from 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern. You can follow us on Instagram at United Intentions and on Twitter at Higher Intentions. We hope to see you there.
Welcome back to the Good Intention Show. I'm Tim Ray. I'm sitting here with the one and only Emily Francis, who is an author and also a radio personality. And we've been talking about healing yourself, and we left off on with the doctors. Some of the doctors will, they're just doing what they believe to be true, and often they'll give you a diagnosis, and with a diagnosis, they'll give you a, an end result. Like, for example, if you had cancer, and they've seen this before, stage 4 cancer, that you have 6 months to live. How do you feel about when doctors do that?
Truly, it's out of my scope to really go there too far.
Okay.
But here's what I think.
Okay.
I think that you could line 5 doctors up that specialize in the exact same thing, and the tests are definitive. But the things that they say or the advice that they give are going to be 5 different things based on their scope and who they are and where they are in life. Because, what if you go to the doctor that day and they're also having problems? We act like they're not human, and they are. And so they're doing the best they can with what they have, but I do feel like to put that on someone, they're doing it based on fact. They're doing it based on your tests. But there are so many people that well exceed those times. And I do feel like when you put a limit like that, it really does give you like a death date. And I think it changes, again, your mind changes the chemical reality of your body. It does. It's fact. And it's very hard because you have that 50-50 people. So you have some people that go, okay, I have this much time. Okay, I'm just going to lay down and get ready to go. And then you have the other half that goes, okay, I have this much time, BS. BS. I'm going to go find this team. I'm going to go find these herbs. I'm going to go find this chemist. Even like silly, but I was reading Three Blind Mice this morning to my daughter. And in the old original Three Blind Mice, they talk about after they ran through the bushes and were blind, and then a woman took a butcher knife and cut off their tail, they knew they were going to die, so they found a chemist. And the chemist did a thing that said, it's never too late to mend. Now, back in the day when Three Blind Mice was written, this was all okay. Because the chemist is right. It's never too late to mend. We've gotten so far away from that it's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Well, funny you say that, because chemists back then could be the geneticists today. So I think with epigenetics, where our body or cells do change based on our thoughts and our feelings and how it affects that, and it creates brand new DNA never seen before. I think when you're given a death sentence, basically,
Yes.
If your mindset, like you said, if you're one of those 50%ers who's like, oh, I'm just going to give up, you got to take into account the nocebo effect, the placebo effect, because if you're really like, well, I'm just going to die, I might as well roll over, that will affect the actual release of new DNA to help resolve whatever the issue may be going on in your life.
Right. The truth is that we are human.
Yeah.
This is why I do a lot of meditation and contemplation, because I try to go to the answers above instead of the answers that are, it still makes me crazy. So we just went all the way to the cancer part, but honestly, I've been having issues watching friends take their children. I love pediatricians, but so many times I'm hearing, it's probably this. And they don't say, have you seen a dermatologist? Have you gone to this kind of doctor? That might be this. I don't actually know the answer. This is out of my scope. And then the people leave there and they go, okay, I guess that's what it is. And they never think to question and think, is this what it is? Did I just get a test? Was there a factual response behind this, or was this a guess? Because guessing, there is no place for guessing in diagnostics. And I don't know where we got off track in that, but there is no room for guessing. But that's for diagnostics. For treatment, you got to go far and you got to go wide and you got to take off the blinders, and you are the only person that can change your life. And that's the big thing. That's my big message, is that we can heal. Your body is exquisite. It is full of magic and wisdom and abilities to heal beyond what anybody has ever allowed us to believe and given us permission in ourselves. And the people that can help us, they are everywhere. But they're probably not right in front of you.
Funny, because you mentioned before off air that, well, sometimes we have to remind ourselves that we can heal ourselves. Why do you say that?
Because I believe that the permission to heal piece of the healing is almost one of the last pieces that gets accessed. But I believe that if you are really going to heal, every cell in your body has to be in agreement that you can heal. Every part of you in your body has to say inside itself, yes, yes, I want to heal. I want to be healthy. I want to lead this life. I'm not ready to go. I have things to do.
That's being very conscious of your body parts, isn't it?
It is,
because it has
yes.
don't they have its own consciousness in itself?
Yes, and the muscle memory. You know, we've this is my big place is muscle memory and the study of muscle memory. So we think of the mind and that all these things that happen to us, joy and trauma, both, that they get stored in the mind, and they do, but they also get stored in the muscles. So the muscles are not just about movement patterns. That's not what locks into your body and your tissue memory. Your muscles actually have divine memory to help you heal. If you pull from them, use them, listen to your body. Your body is like screaming because we're so deaf to it.
Right. So what's your advice for somebody who just say they're just hearing this for the first time? Wow, I could really heal myself. I don't have to listen or take a pill or go through surgery. You know, sometimes when you get involved in this preventative care, you realize, wow, how barbaric is our first go-to is to cut, prescribe, or burn.
Now,
right?
that should not be our first go-to.
Exactly,
but aren't we lucky that they're there?
Oh, I agree.
Because again, it's a both and,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
So it's not we don't have to do because sometimes those pills save our life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So I don't want to negate any of the stuff that modern medicine has done, but don't let that be the be-all end-all in your healing path.
Or their first go-to, you know.
Yes. Well, let it be the first go-to to get your diagnosis.
Yeah.
Let it be the first place you go so that you can gather your proper data.
But often I find too in the medical model is that they don't have the proper diagnosing tools. I mean, you look at
Look
MRI.
at Lyme disease.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
in the United States,
yeah.
Lyme disease testing is still so far behind that so many people get false negatives
Yes.
when they're actually positive. So they get diagnosed with all these other ailments and they get treated with all this other medication.
It's not even the proper.
It's correct. Like even, can I tell a story really quick?
Yeah, please.
I had a person in yoga class. She's a trapeze artist, and she said, "Oh, I have spondyloitis." Spondyloitis. Okay, now as a massage therapist, I've heard of spondylolisthesis and anyway, and I thought spondyloitis. Okay, that's itis means inflammation. Okay, of the spine. So inflammation of the spine. And she goes, I've thought about craniosacral therapy. And I said, okay, give me your zip code and I'll find you the right therapist that's well-trained and I'll send it to you. And then I sent her a name of an acupuncturist who is a neurologist from Beijing. And I just said, if it were me, I would also want to see him. Well, she went to him and he said, I don't think that's your diagnosis. So I'm sending you to Emory, to a neurological specialist to get a proper diagnosis because that's what really good true healers and medicine people do, right? So she went to Emory Medical, and they said, no, you don't have spondylitis, you have migraines. They took her off the medicine, treated her for the migraines, and guess what? She's pain-free. She's back to yoga. She's back to doing trapeze. She's not on medicine. But it's not that it's really that it was wrong. She went to a chiropractor, and that's what they know is the spine.
Yes.
So you have to, and you shouldn't not go, right? You do want to go. But every person that you see is in their own one scope of practice. And that's the only part that's how they're going to be able to see your body. So you want to be really mindful that you don't stop at the one diagnosis and decide, oh, that's it. Right?
Yeah.
So she went to the person that saw the spine, correct. But like going to a neurologist and a specialist totally negated what the original thing was and gave her peace.
And that's up to you to really be your own advocate for yourself.
It is your
right?
job.
Right.
It is your job in life is to take care of your temple. And it doesn't mean you have to be perfect. That's the thing. Have you seen those memes where they say you can drink all the green smoothies and do all the yoga and do all this, but if you don't get right with what's going on in your head, it's not going to hold the way you think it's going to hold. So it's a balance, though. You know, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to. You have to be on the path, though.
Do you believe all physical ailments are originated from our emotions and our thoughts?
I do not believe that all physical ailments are.
Okay.
I believe that all chronic physical ailments are.
Okay.
But I actually think sometimes you're wearing a purse that's ridiculously heavy and you don't change sides.
Right.
That doesn't mean that you have, I mean, yes, the shoulders carry the weight of the world and you're under stress and all that. But okay, why does one shoulder hurt all the time? And then all of a sudden you go, well, hello, you have a really heavy purse and you're not changing sides. That's an acute pain until it becomes chronic.
You fall and you break your arm.
Or you fall down, or you wear high heels all the time, and then you wonder why your glutes hurt, your hamstrings are too short, and you have all these issues, right? These are very basic things. So those I don't think are rooted in a deep emotional thing. But do I think the chronic issues are deeply rooted? Deeply, deeply rooted. Yes.
That's fascinating, because when we get back from this break, let's talk about how our chronic illnesses are deeply rooted into our thoughts and feelings, because this is something that we think we can control, or at least our consciously we think we control. Now, whether there's subconscious programming that affects our decisions every day, we have to deal with that. But when we do bring it to light and understanding, I think that's very important to be able to address those issues where I'm in chronic pain right now. Can I actually heal myself and change it through changing my thoughts, changing my perception on my feelings as well? Guys, we're talking to Emily Francis. We'll be right back, and much more to come on how to heal yourself. We'll see you in a minute.
Hi, Val Schwan, Director of Counseling at Cumberland Academy. We just finished a group teacher training with Jennifer Kramer from Imagine If. All of the exercises that Jennifer led were very impactful for our teachers to understand perspectives of our students and what might lead to a better increased understanding and a higher social emotional EQ. It was by far one of the most positive experiences I've ever had here at Cumberland with our staff. Again, we enjoyed it. It was fabulous, and our teachers can't wait to see her again.
Download the UI Media Smart app at uimediaapp.com to watch and listen to all your favorite shows anytime from anywhere in the world. Shows that enrich, entertain, educate, and feeds the conscious cells throughout your body. We bring you never heard before topics in health, inspiration, music, psychics, numerology, current affairs, controversies, and much, much more. So what are you waiting for? Visit www.uimediaapp.com and start raising your frequency now.
Do you want to learn how you can stop sabotaging yourself? I'm here with Dr. Vern Morgan, and I think he's about to tell you just that.
There's great new technology which will allow you to change the old negative programming into very positive strategies. And we do that by using and delivering repetitively these strategies, bypassing the conscious mind and influencing the subconscious mind.
And to learn more, go to unitedintentions.org and click on Shop and make the authentic change today. We are back with Emily Francis. She's an author and also a radio personality. And we're going to be talking about now how to heal ourselves, what we can do to heal ourselves step by step. Let's talk about that.
Wow, okay, step by step.
Well, in general, because,
yeah.
but
if you are tasked with a healing challenge, what do we do?
Yeah.
You first go to the right doctors to get the right data. You have to gather your data. You have to know where you're starting from, and it has to be correct. So ideally, more than one test, more than one person. So you're gathering your information so that you can make your healing transition. Then you begin on beyond the physical body. Now you go with the emotional body. Okay, so the physical body can be your doctors, your specialists, your massage therapists, your chiropractors, your acupuncture, all that, right? And then you go to the emotional, and you have to treat your thought patterns. You have to treat the things that rooted down deep in the first place. If there is trauma, guilt, shame, and grief, which most people all have, we have to learn how to untie that. And again, you can go to cognitive therapy and learn it through the mind, or you can go to somebody that can help you through the body.
Because otherwise you're just recycling the same symptoms.
You still have the same deep-seated thing if it's not coming out.
So if it goes away by physical treatment, it most likely will come back, at least energetically come back.
Absolutely.
And treat, and you had the same problem before.
So I wish I could remember my quote because it's in my own book, but but the foundation and the liberation of illness will have a very serious footing and foundation in the emotional layer of our bodies. Okay, so we have to be able to identify and work with the things that have planted down deep into us in the first place. And that can be, again, through touch therapy, energy work, body work, cognitive therapy, all of it. And then energy work, energy body. That's the acupuncture. That's working with the chakras, the body's energy systems, understanding what the energy is different than the emotion. And then the other part is I'm not advocating religion, I'm advocating faith. I'm advocating that there's something out there bigger than you and you are here for a reason. And if you're here for a reason, then there's something bigger than you that helps you to be here. And I hope that you tap into that source for your healing, for your guidance, for your advice. Because once you do have all your data, then you got to go deep within to figure out what your best steps are. Because even if you talk to other people, your healing isn't going to be the same. There is no one size fits all, but there's a darn good outline anyway of the human body and working with the body and the mind and the spirit as a whole union. Because if you miss any of the parts, physical, emotional, energetic, or spiritual, then your ability to have sustainable and lasting healing changes is going to be a challenge. Because, and it doesn't mean you have to, but you might have wonderful success, but it might not be as deeply lasting as it could be. You can change your life. That's the, if I just have a minute to say, you can change your life. And you can do it anytime you're ready to do it.
Right. No, I think it's wonderful. And a lot has to do with your thoughts and feelings and your mindset, your state of being. And,
So true.
and sustaining that state of being, shining light on those suppressed or repressed emotions that we have let go over a period of time or not want to deal with, can actually affect the epigenetics of the area that you have basically neglected. So last couple of minutes here, what kind of a mindset or emotional step we should have towards these parts of our body? How should we feel towards these parts of our body to be able to help with this assistance?
Can I give an affirmation?
Yeah.
Okay, so the other morning I went to yoga. I got there late, people were there, everybody's gorgeous, it's hot, and there was one spot open, and I start doing my practice, and I get nervous, and my heart starts racing, and I start thinking, that's it, I'm going down, I'm out of shape, I'm this, I'm that. And then I stopped, and I said, every cell in my body is regenerating itself to work at healthy, optimum levels now. And I repeated it for 1 full hour. And I found myself practicing with a smile on my face. My heart rate calmed. My body felt in sync. I achieved a level of balance. That is what you can do. So I want you to just say it again. Every cell in my body is regenerating itself to work at healthy, optimum levels now.
Wow, wonderful. Well, listen, Emily, this has been fantastic
Thank you so
information.
much for having me. I love your show
Absolutely.
so much.
Listen, you're wonderful, and I love the fact that you can teach and share with people how they truly can heal themselves. And this is what life's all about: is taking our power back from within, the power of thought and the power of emotions, and realizing that we can through not only our body within, but also even our thoughts from without. Too.
Yes.
And so I hope you guys enjoyed this show with Emily Francis. To learn more, you can reach her, Emily, at emilyafrancisbooks.com. Fascinating information. Check her out. Guys, thank you for watching. And remember, you change your perception, you can change your reality. Until next time, we'll see you then.